What's up, guys? Welcome back to Burn the Ship, the podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to go all in on their business. And today we have on Sal. Thank you so much for coming in today. I
Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
you.
Yeah, this is great.
So tell me a little bit about your business.
My business, well, it's called Sword and Shield. And what it is, we are a firearms training and home defense company. We specialize in teaching people how to shoot and how to shoot properly. We use all military techniques and things, so everything from the basic fundamentals to advanced, and not competition shooting, but realistic shooting. So when I started my business, I wanted to make sure that everybody that I trained or taught or even spoke to about firearms, it was all around home defense, right? Because when I got started was at the height of COVID. Everybody was scared. People were coming to me asking me questions. Hey, Sal, I have a gun, but I've never used it. It's been in the box. We bought it 5 years ago. I don't even remember where I put it. And I'm like, all right, well, let's get that out first and see what it is and see if it's still working. And so it was just kind of started one person at a time, going through the basic fundamentals of, grip, stance, breathing control, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment, point of aim, point of impact. So it was all these little nuances that we know in the military that I wanted to make sure that as I started to explain it to the civilian world, that they started to understand they made sense. So I had to kind of take a step back and learn some new verbiage, right? Because I'm using military acronyms and people are like, what? And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. You don't. Okay, so how do I explain this? So I spent about a year just perfecting my craft as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, going, okay, I'm going to teach civilians. So I need to dumb down the verbiage and not dumb down, but learn a new set of words to teach civilians that they understand when I'm working on military acronyms. So basically, I developed a program called Range Day. And what we do is we get you there in the morning and we automatically throw you in a shoot house, right? We use sim guns, which is just like a blue gun. It's a Glock platform and it shoots a sim round, like a paint round at about 400 feet per second. So when you get hit, you feel it. It makes a little sting.
Like a paintball goal?
Kind of like paintball, yeah, but it's a little different. It's a real gun. It's only designed to shoot the sim cartridge, though. So the barrel of the gun, the diameter of the barrel is different from a regular gun. So it will not shoot a normal round. But I teach people CQB, or close quarter battle, right? So I teach people how to clear a room, clear their house. So if you're a bad guy, excuse me, and you're breaking in, I want them to have the skill set and the confidence to be able to go grab their firearm and defend their home. That's their castle. You should feel safe where you live, right? And a lot of people get to the point where they don't anymore. And it got to a point after a couple of years, I started having a lot of domestic violence victims coming to me saying, hey, I just got out of this really nasty relationship and he keeps threatening me or she keeps threatening me. And it's to the point where I'm scared, don't want to go home. So then I developed the home assessment where I will come to your house and I will go 365 degrees on the outside and the inside. So we get a perimeter check and we figure out all the vulnerabilities, both inside and outside of your home. We come up with a safe room, a safe word if you have family, wife, kids, husband, whatever in your house. So come up with a crazy word like pineapple, right? Like, so at 3 o'clock in the morning, mom or dad is screaming pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. Everybody's like, oh, that's the oh shit word. I got to get to the safe room. So then we figure out who's going to stand in the door, right? If it's dad, if it's mom, whoever it is, I teach them those skill sets so they feel confident enough to stand in that doorway or stand in that position wherever it is that we figure out in the home, however the home is designed, because every home's different, that they feel comfortable defending their family, defending their home, and we get them in the safe room. We go over 911 procedures. You can't just pick up the phone and call 911 and go, in a panic, there's someone in my house, and then you don't know what to say next. It takes longer for the longer it takes the operator to get the information to the responding officers, the longer it takes for them to get there. And usually it takes, on any average, it's either 2 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. That's a long time if someone's in your house. So we give you the tools and the skills and the confidence that if or when anyone breaks into your home, you're going to come out of that on top and you're not going to be a victim. So
That's an amazing thing to be able to give to people. How did you start this? Like, how did you come from where you were at to doing this? Because that's a really important thing that a lot of people need to have in their lives. I think that everybody needs to have that in their life. So how did you start doing this?
Like I said, it was during COVID, but at the time, I was doing something completely different, but I was being asked. People kept coming to me because they knew I'm ex-military and I was an avid shooter, and they came to me and asked me these questions. And during the course of a class with a few people, one of the ladies was like, "You should do this. Like, you could make a lot of money doing this." I'm like, I wouldn't even know how to put this into, like, I wouldn't even know how to monetize this. Like, I don't know how to take my skill set and go, "Oh, I could add a dollar amount to this. Like, what dollar amount would I add to that?" And she was a very successful, like, marketing consultant, whatever. And she's like, "I'll help you if you help me." I'm like, "Deal. Let's work on it." So we came up with a price point and, a website, and started putting pictures and stuff online. I started a YouTube channel, which didn't go very far because I'm horrible at stuff like that. And reached out to different marketing specialists who took over my Facebook. And it was more about just getting numbers rather than the right people. So I ended up with 7,000 people that didn't really know anything about what I was doing. So it was like, it was almost pointless. So I took the Facebook and everything back over and started getting rid of certain people and trying to figure out, okay, who is in my niche, right? Like, who is in my world that I can reach out to and figure out who's going to want to do what I'm doing. And then it became more of a word-based kind of, this is how we know him. Hey, you should call this guy. He's really great at what he does. He's really awesome at this and blah, blah, blah. He's got a shoot house and all these things. So that was really, it kind of just came out of nowhere. It was almost like God said, "Hey, Sal, this is what I want you to do." Because I wasn't doing anything remotely close to this at all. And it was just like, all right. So that's how it started. And it was a slow progression. And, but it is definitely a passion of mine, and I love what I do. And actually through my business, I had a contact reach out to me because I also do private security. The company I owned before this one was a private security company. It was an executive protection firm, and we did high-level executive protection from traveling dignitaries, diplomats, celebrities, big movie stars, and things like that. So
What happened to this? So you weren't on the protection range for the CEO that got killed.
No, that was awful.
You can cut
And he
that,
should
Scott.
have. God, he should have had protection.
Yeah.
It's when you hear things like that and you look at it and you try to figure out what went wrong, things you don't know, you just don't know, right?
Right.
And I'm assuming, because I can only assume, he didn't think it was a threat, but whoever was his security should have gone, "You know what? This is a big deal, and you need someone with you at all times,
Sure.
at least from the car to the house," but that didn't happen. But after I closed my other business down, I got into some other things for a little while. Kind of took a break and just needed one, because the security business, it kept me running 24 hours a day, constantly, all year long. And so I just needed a break. So I took a break and decided to start doing this during COVID when people kept coming to me asking me questions and things. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna start a new business. I'm gonna get after it again. And it just, like someone just lit a fire under my butt, and it was just, this is what you need to be doing. And I could just I felt it. So that's just kind of how it got started.
Well, that's awesome. We need people like you
Well,
that
thank you.
are able to do those types of things. So I would ask what a good referral partner would be, but I think that it's everyone. I think that everyone needs to be able to use you. Everybody needs to know how to defend themselves, essentially.
I agree. I think everybody, especially nowadays, because the world's so crazy, with everything from, the new administration, how things are changing, to the border, to, different things with what they're calling the illegal aliens, which is kind of crazy to me because when you think about America being founded, we were all immigrants anyway, right? So we're all a bunch of immigrants. We just been here for a little longer. But, it really depends on how you feel about gun safety. And
Sure.
a lot of people come to me that have kids, like, "Sal, I have kids. Like, what do I do with my guns when I'm not using them?"
How do I not allow them to have access to it, but for me to have easy access if something happens?
My first answer would be educate your child. Show the kid the gun. Let them hold it. Take the bullets out of the gun. Let them hold it. Tell them what it is. Show them what it feels like to hold it. So it's not like this little shiny toy in the closet or in the drawer that I want to go check out because they won't let me. You tell a kid he can't touch something, he's going to go after it as soon as you're not there. So educate the child. Take the kid to the range with you. Let them watch you shoot it and let him try to shoot it. It scares the crap out of them most of the time, and they don't want to touch it anymore. They're like, no. It's like an alligator is going to bite me and I'm going to lose my fingers. But once you educate the child, it no longer becomes that shiny toy in the closet that they want to go figure out. Now it is, I understand what that is. I know it's heavy, it's loud, it could hurt me. Then they don't want to touch it anymore, right? And there are safes. There's little biometric safes you can put in the drawer, or there's the big safe you can put in the closet. I like to use a lot of magnets. There's all kind of magnets online now. You can go Google, gun magnet for home security. You drill them to the wall and put the gun on it, and it just sticks to the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
I use a lot of those, especially for home assessments. Put them on the back of a dresser or something so you can get to it quickly. You don't have to run in your closet and go through the awkward thing of trying to get in the safe when you're already stressed out because someone's coming up the stairs. So it's you need to have the accessibility to your firearm as fast as possible and as safely as possible. And then you have to, so there's different conditions you can keep your firearm in. There's 1, 2, or 3, right? So condition 3 is when the gun's completely unloaded. Now there's 2 types of firearms. You have a revolver, right, which is a cylinder, so the bullets go in the cylinder, which goes around and around. Or you have a semi-automatic, which bullets go in the magazine goes in the magazine well. Those are usually what we deal with. Very rarely do we have someone show up that has a revolver. It's just not something that's normal anymore.
I feel like that's old school vibes.
Kinda, yeah.
That's very cowboy-esque, like Russian roulette type vibes.
There's still a purpose for them. If so, my concealed carry classes that women that like to carry in their purse, which I try to discourage for certain reasons. But if you do carry in your purse, I would rather you carry a revolver, a hammerless revolver, so you don't have to go through the process of pulling the hammer back. Because you can fire a revolver in a purse if it's a 5-shot all 5 times, but a semi-automatic could get hung up because the slide has to come back to the rear. And if there's anything in your purse, because there's a lot of things that women like to put in purses. It's kind of like
I've got about 70 things.
It's like a Pandora's box in there.
Yeah, there's about 45 lip glosses.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So so a semi-automatic can malfunction, or a revolver can have that continue that fire. So that's what I tell people. But I also try to tell people, if you're going to carry a firearm, carry it on your body, right? Concealed carry holster or something. I like the appendix position. It's just what I've learned over the years is the best position for me to carry. But if you want a external holster, go for that. That's fine. But if you're going to carry on your person, right? If I'm a bad guy, I'm coming up, everything of value you have is typically going to be in your purse. So what I want the purse. If I take your purse, I'm also taking your firearm away from you. So now I'm taking your defense away from you.
Fair.
If I walk up to you and you have your pistol on you, and I say, give me your purse, smart thing would be like, okay, here, take it. And then you go for your gun. Say, now I want my purse back, right? Then the guy's like, oh, crap. Damn, that was a mistake, right? So that's what I want to do. That's my goal, is to get everybody comfortable enough to where they can be approached with a violent situation and stay calm in the chaos to give the guy or girl what they're asking for, and then immediately go to their gun and say, okay, look, now either give it back or run away. I'm ready to defend myself. But you try not to panic. And that's the biggest reason I started the Range Day program. The way I've arranged it is because I stress you. I put you through a very stressful situation. Once we go through the whole process of how to clear a door, how to press through the threshold, how to move through the room, then we start going through and shooting targets on the move. So I want you to move. I want you to continuously walk and engage targets at the same time. There's a little paper target on the wall. But to graduate to shoot house, you have to go through a role-playing exercise with me. I turn into the bad guy. I have a gun. You have a gun. I come in, break in. We have, audio in the room, so you hear glass break-in, alarm going off. A baby will start screaming. A woman goes crazy, loud, just screams, and then it stresses you because you hear all these noises. The enemy hates noise. They always have. But then you get the chance to engage with me. And then I come out running at you, screaming at you with a gun, and you either freeze or you stay calm in the chaos and you put around, center mass. And that's what I love to see, is when you can comfortably and confidently, slowly but proficiently, put one round center mass on me as I'm running at you, screaming and hollering and, getting in your face. I'm like, okay, if she can do that here, more than likely, she'll be able to do it there.
Yeah, she can take it outside and do it in her own time.
Absolutely.
So we're here in Ackworth.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to help people that are outside?
So
what's your reach look like for the people that need your services?
Currently, from here to Hawaii.
Okay.
I just got asked the other day to travel to Maui to conduct a home assessment and do some training for a gentleman. So I'm all about it. No, I travel domestically. Anywhere in the country, I will go. You have to be able to afford my services. So, but I will travel anywhere domestically to make sure that you feel safe enough in your own home. That's the deal. Cool.
Yeah. That's what the people need to know. I mean, our gun laws, like I know our South, we care about our guns. And then there's other people that are in the North or the West that don't really mess with guns like that. That's why I didn't grow up with guns. Both of my parents are from LA.
Okay. Yeah, so California's a big no-gun
my
area.
parents were like, you'll never have a gun in the house. But my dad served in the military and was a firefighter and was a detective and was a regular police officer. So he always had a gun in the house, but he just didn't tell my mom. So
you can certainly see a shift across the country right now where people are getting more comfortable with the idea of firearms. You're always going to have the population in the world that just chooses not to, and that's okay. It's just your right. It's whatever it is you want to do is up to you. But there is a definite change that I can see, all over the country, even in the states that you would normally not see gun control. It's starting to switch. I think people are just at the point where they want to feel safe, and they know that maybe having a firearm will help them feel more safe. So things are changing a little bit. Maybe not the laws just yet, but I think the more people that do acquire firearms, I think the laws will eventually have to change because the people will want them to.
So, right, 100%. I think that protect your home, protect yourself.
Yeah.
That's all what you can do.
Nobody
and
else is
you are able to educate them on that. So
yes.
Tell the audience how they can reach you.
So we have a website. It's swordandshield.solutions. Or you can reach out to me through email, which is sb3solutions@gmail.com. Or you can reach out to me by cell phone, which is fine. And I can give you all my contact information. It's very easy to find. But yeah, so it's anything that we can do to help. Even if it's a service that we can't provide, we will find someone who can provide that service for you, because we do not want to give you a no. We want to be able to give you a yes. Some type of solution is what we try to give the client. Whatever it is, however we can help you, we're going to help you.
Great. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Y'all make sure to look Sal up.
Yeah.
So what is the last bit of advice that you would give to anybody that is essentially leaving their basic 9-to-5 job and they're on the line, like teetering, wanting to start their journey as an entrepreneur? What advice can you give them?
Jump. Just jump. Don't wait. Don't second guess yourself. It's all in all the time. Everybody says you got to have a backup plan. No, you don't. You are your backup plan. So don't walk, run, and just run and jump off that cliff as fast as possible. As far as you can go for it. If you fail, you fail. But you learn so many lessons along the way. And we learn through failure more than we do through success. So it doesn't matter if it's a quote unquote failure. It's not necessarily a failure. You may have needed to fail in order to succeed at the next thing. Sometimes I've gone through so many different things in my life that were considered failures, probably over 100. Like I failed at so many different things, but each failure gave me the drive to do something better and move forward and continue and do it differently. And once I figured out how I should proceed, I was able to proceed. But you just gotta go for it.
That's literally the best advice. You just gotta jump.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, Sal, for coming on. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Y'all, if you need some self-defense, which everybody does, everything will be linked in the description below. And thank you so much for
Thank you
coming
for
on. I
having me. I really
appreciate
appreciate it.
you.
It's been fun.